All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. So we're going to Las Vegas, Nevada for UFC Fight Night Blades versus Volkov. Going to the prelims in the strawweight division, Tecia Torres coming in 10-5, taking on Brianna Van Buren, coming in 9-2. The Tiny Tornado taking on the Bull. They mentioned before the fight started that this was the shortest fight in UFC history. Torres is like 5'1". Van Buren's 5'0". Torres came out aggressive right away, while Van Buren's intent was quickly made obvious. Torres came out, she landed 4 straight kicks. The fourth one, Van Buren caught, drove Tecia to the cage, clinched, and started looking for that takedown. Van Buren had an early advantage in the clinch, but Torres, as time went on, you could tell she was getting a little bit better. She was learning, what she needed to do. Van Buren was using very nice head positioning to control the clinch early on in the fight, but as the fight went on, and anytime they clinched, Torres was doing her best to get better, control of the head positioning. After the first round, Torres just completely took over. She outlanded Van Buren by far. She was always taking the lead and controlling where the fight went. One of the things I mentioned in the preview for this fight was that, she needed to control the center of the octagon, not yet let Van Buren be the aggressor, and that's exactly what Torres did. As the fight went on, I also thought Van Buren looked lost and seemingly got discouraged as the fight progressed. She kind of looked like a bit like a front runner here. It's too early to tell, but this was definitely a wake-up call for Van Buren in that this is the first time in probably 4 or 5 fights where she was not in complete control of where the fight went. I'm not going to call her a front runner just yet, but she definitely needs to learn from this fight. So Torres defeated Van Buren via unanimous decision, 30-27 on all 3 judges' scorecards. I thought the first round was close. Van Buren did get, one takedown. Put Torres flat on her back. But Torres, I think she was there for less than 5 seconds. Was able to get up. And Van Buren did control a lot of the clinching in the first round. So that's why I thought it was close. Like I said earlier, is a real wake-up call for Van Buren. A real, welcome to the UFC fight. Probably too much too soon. I picked Van Buren to win based on what I perceive to be a possible decline in Torres. But the vintage Tiny Tornado showed up. She hasn't fought like this since when she beat Felice Herrig in Invicta. It was a pleasure to watch Tecia Torres in this fight. Really happy to see the vintage Tiny Tornado show up. All right, so for things to work on, for Torres, like I said, damn good performance, but needs to work on that clinch control some more. She got better with it as the fight progressed. She was definitely learning in there and improving as the fight went on, but, that's something still to work on. I think she wasn't used to having a fighter be smaller than her in the clinch. That's a possibility. As for Van Buren, well, where was plan B in this fight? Torres prepared perfectly for her plan A. She even said in her post-fight interview, I knew exactly going in what Van Buren was going to do, and she prepared for it and executed exactly what she needed to do to stop plan A. So where is Van Buren's plan B? You need a backup if plan A isn't working. And then also, she needs to start throwing combinations. She was throwing single strikes all the time. Single strikes are not going to win the fight when you're facing off against a combination striker like Torres. So you got to throw more combinations. Now, as for fights to make, for Torres, going to be really hard to match her up. She's still in the top 15, but I'm not sure she's ready to get back into the top 10 just yet. I think a good fight, 2 fighters in the top 15, Angela Hill rematch. The first time these two fought, It was still early in both of their respective UFC careers. The first run into UFC for Angela Hill, they fought in Mexico City. Torres surprisingly adopted a wrestling, grappling heavy plan in that fight. So they haven't fought for, what's it been, like 4 or 5 years now? I think that rematch would be fire. It would be a striking fans' delight. For Van Buren, it is back to the drawing board. She's also in a tough spot. She came in, a lot of accolades coming out of the Invicta Phoenix Series tournament, beat the former Invicta champion in Livia Hinata Souza, and now she's just looked really bad in there. And she's also the smallest fighter in the smallest division of the UFC. I think one good matchup would be Hannah Cifers, also one of the smaller fighters in that division, also unranked. Or another Invicta vet, Mallory Martin. Both struggled against other Invicta veterans. Mallory Martin struggled against Jandiroba. Van Buren struggled against Torres, although Torres has been in the UFC longer than she was in Invicta. So both are definitely still Invicta level fighters. Haven't quite proven themselves to be UFC level yet. A good performance against the other, though, could show that they are at the UFC level. Okay, so those are my thoughts on this fight. Good fight to watch. I was very entertained by it, and it was a pleasure to see Torres get back in the win. Like I said in my preview video, while I was picking Van Buren, I've been Team Tiny Tornado since day one. So very nice to see Torres get back in the win column after that 4-fight skid against a murderer's row. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comments down below. Of course, if you like the video, please give it a like. And hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.